This goes out to all the women in the world, especially her. You know it don't even matter your age, don't even matter your color. Yo, fellas, I ain't forget about y'all. This is for everybody that like things. Just listen to what I'm saying and do it and take a chance. I put my hand up on your hip. When I dip, you dip, we dip. You put your hand up on my hip. When you dip, I dip, we dip. I put my hand up on your hip. When I dip, you dip, we dip. You put yours, then I put mine. Then we can dip down low and roll it grind. Just get on the floor like I said before. Y'all remember that down low? Just put a little dip with it. Now roll those hips with it. Pop it, push it, rock it, roll it. Can't control it, I come hold it. It's all in fun, so take a chance. Just get on the floor and do that dance, y'all. I know you like it, so don't try to fight it. Turn around, baby, let me see you from the back. Yeah, I like it like that. Get up now, roll those hips. Drop down, double up on those dips. Freak nasty, wanna see, can y'all do this right? I put my hand up on your hip. When I dip, you dip, we dip. You put your hand up on my hip. When you dip, I dip, we dip. I put my hand up on your hip. When I dip, you dip, we dip. You put yours, then I put mine. Then we can dip down low and roll it grind. Back again with the second verse. It's all clean, so I'm not gonna curse. Drop a bass like a bad habit. Love all women, cause I gotta have it. Coming at y'all in stereo. I'm riding that thing like a rodeo. Hang on, baby, cause the ride is rough, and I got my girls in the front. Now and later, just bumping that rump. Raise it up, let me see that ground. Slap it, girl, make it jiggle around. Round and round that rump goes. Where it stop, yo, no one knows, yeah. Freak nasty, wanna see, can y'all do this right? I put my hand up on your hip. When I dip, you dip, we dip. You put your hand up on my hip. When you dip, I dip, we dip. I put my hand up on your hip. When I dip, you dip, we dip. You put yours, then I put mine. Then we can dip down low and roll it grind.
Well, all right, y'all. All right, y'all. If you ain't dipping, then you must be tripping. If you ain't doing it down low, got to go. Got to go. So the people that moving slow, just moving slow. Yo, DJ, pump it up some more.
It's off to the show in a limo. Before the show, I gotta get that dough. Pay them girls what they work. Slip that money under that skirt. Take it off, baby, let me see. You might get a little more Lucci. G-string, having oh so much fun. Playing inside between them buns. Shorty got it going on like Marvin. Teasing me and she know I'm starving. Lick you up, then lick you down. I ain't finished, girl, turn around. Lick you up and down your back, cause I'm that freak, I'm freaky like that. Freak nasty, wanna see, can y'all do this right? I put my hand up on your hip. When I dip, you dip, we dip. You put your hand up on my hip. When you dip, I dip, we dip. I put my hand up on your hip. When I dip, you dip, we dip. You put yours, then I put mine. Then we can dip down low and roll it grind. I'm setting it off to another level. You digging freak nasty without a shovel? This is my world. I'm just a squirrel trying to get a nut. So what's up, yo DJ? When the party's getting slow, join this jam and watch that flow get taken over like in '94 when I had the whole world getting down low. New Orleans born, ATL living. Freak nasty is what I'm giving. My juice is sweet like Georgia peaches. Women suck it up like leeches. It feels so good, you must admit you like this. Shh, yeah, y'all know the song. So come on, won't you sing it? I put my hand up on your hip. When I dip, you dip, we dip. You put your hand up on my hip. When you dip, I dip, we dip. I put my hand up on your hip. When I dip, you dip, we dip. You put your hand up on my hip. When you dip, I dip, we dip. I put my hand up on your hip. When I dip, you dip, we dip. You put your hand up on my hip. When you dip, I dip, we dip. I put my hand up on your hip. When I dip, you dip, we dip. You put your hand up on my hip. When you dip, I dip, we dip. I put my hand up on your hip. When I dip,
All right, Chad, how's everybody doing? How's everybody doing? How's your weekend? As Quartering likes to say. We're gonna go full quartering. We're gonna do a video on racetrack, our RC racetracks today. Open some magic cards. Ban everybody that makes fun of me in chat. Luke might be joining us. Some other people might. I don't know. Let's see. Oh, Liam might hop in. Okay, well, that's cool. That's cool. Hopefully it doesn't strike us. All right. So I saw He-Man Wednesday night, actually, and it fucking ruled. It fucking ruled. Oh, my God, it was so good. Oh, I loved it. I'm like 5 minutes into this movie. I'm with my buddy, my best friend since high school, and I'm just lean over, and I'm like, this movie fucking kicks ass. It's like, I know, right? Oh, it was so good. It was so fucking good. It ain't doing good though. Oh, it's only made like 50 million bucks opening weekend, and that's like worldwide. Oh, it ain't doing great. It ain't doing great. It did beat out, thankfully. I was praying on this. Thankfully, the stupid Zoomer meme movie about a scary hallway didn't beat it out. I would have just, oh my God, no hope for the future if that would have happened. Scary Movie 6 beat it out. I don't know. I have mixed feelings on that. I'm glad to see offensive comedies back. And I'd like Scary Movie 1 and 2 were fun. Like those are fucking hilarious. 3, 4, and 5 are pretty bad. So I would like to see it return to form. I don't know. But a proper fucking He-Man movie like this. And by the way, maybe he's still box office poison. Maybe he's still cursed in that way. But fucking outstanding performance by Jared Leto, whatever. Skeletito fucking ruled. Was the best part of this movie next to Tila's ass in that little white costume of hers. Fan-fucking-tastic, man. He's so good. He's so good in this. You know, I never really thought he was a particularly bad actor. He's in bad things, but what is anyone really supposed to do with Morbius or Tron 3? Like, realistically, I got dragged to see Tron 3. Lady friend dragged me to it. It was bad, but it wasn't bad because of him. Like, I defy any other actor to do with that script anything worthwhile. Oh, Luke's here. Luke, did you see He-Man yet?
I have not seen it. I've heard good things from you.
Oh my gosh, you should go see He-Man. You should.
Well, I promised a friend to see it with them, so I'm waiting for that day.
It's so good, dude. It's so good. Now, I obviously have a deep-seated love of He-Man. He-Man was like the first thing I was into, like 3 and 4 and 5. You know what I mean? Like earliest memories are He-Man. I remember I used to call when I was super little. Oh, I don't even remember this, honestly. I'm told that when I was super little, I used to call She-Ra She-Man. Which apparently the people that made the She-Ra cartoon, they heard that and they were like, that's a good idea. Speaking of which, spoilers. I'm spoiling shit, by the way. If you haven't seen He-Man, you should. I'm spoiling shit. Deal with it. Go turn off the stream and go watch He-Man if you don't like it. Post-credit scene spoils She-Ra. Post-credit scene is teasing She-Ra. We're getting She-Ra. Now, again, here's the other thing. It's not doing well. The movie's not doing well. But Amazon put out a statement and they're like, look, man, we don't give a fuck. We're all about it. We will be happy if it makes back the marketing budget because Amazon MGM has long-term plans. They're playing the long game. At least that's what they're saying. I hope so. I hope we get like a dozen fucking movies out of this.
They gotta get that merchandising going.
I hope we get a She-Ra movie. I hope we get He-Man and She-Ra. I hope we get Hordak and the reptile guys. Fuck it. I want all of them. Okay. I want all the He-Man stuff. This movie's so fun. It's so good. So a lot of people will bitch about like a lot of people that are grifters right now are like, oh, it was woke. And they point to that scene that was in like the first trailer where Adam is working on Earth and he's got the he/him thing on his nameplate at the office. So I want to address that scene because all the culture warriors want to harp on it. Number one, it's a pun. Okay. It's a fucking joke. He/him sounds like He-Man. Get it? Okay. Number two, that entire scene is absolutely shitting on woke office culture. He-Man, or Adam, because he's on Earth there at this point, has the skinny, obnoxious, bald black woman boss who is the worst. Terrible fucking person. We are in no way meant to sympathize with her, and we don't. Okay? She's awful. The movie treats her like she's awful. The movie is shitting on everything she stands for in this scene. So no, it's not woke.
Yeah, the only criticism I've heard about it that could be possible is that the puns are constantly undermining the action. But that's
so yeah, you know, a lot of people are like, it's got Marvel humor. And it's like, here's the thing though. Marvel humor used to be really good. Like
it was. It's true.
Like I look back at a lot of those Marvel, like action movies and sci-fi movies should have humor. A good amount of comic relief is very, very necessary to drama. I don't think it this, if you want to say it's like Marvel humor, it's like Guardians of the Galaxy. It's not like
Love and Thunder.
She-Hulk. You know what I mean? It's not Thor, Love and Thunder. It's Guardians of the Galaxy.
Okay, that's good. That's good.
And even that I don't think is entirely accurate because first of all, I mean, He-Man's always been goofy, and that's the other thing. Jared Leto's Joker. Oh my God, he is such an amazing blend of genuinely threatening, and fucking goofy at the same time. This Skeletor, there is no tragic backstory. Boo-hoo, my parents were mean to me. Shit. In fact, the movie very much makes that a point. He is just a shitbag, Luke. He is a shitbag. And he loves being a shitbag, and he loves being dramatic and theatrical about being a shitbag.
Did you ever see the Netflix story of He-Man?
I did. I watched season 1 of that, and I don't think it's awful.
Yeah,
I agree that it's bad. Like it shouldn't be the Tila show. There's no reason. Nobody asked for that.
No. I'm thinking of a different one. I'm talking about the CGI one.
The CGI one.
Yeah, there was a CGI one that was basically dedicated to the actual setup, and the Skeletor in there, he just loves doing evil. He's trying to recruit like Beastman, and he says, "Tell me, when you control these animals, can they do evil?"
I saw the one Kevin Smith did. Oh no, and I agree that nobody asked for the Tila show. There are things in that I like, but I don't think it's as bad as everyone says. But I do agree. Why did we get a new He-Man cartoon instead of the Tila show? I like Tila, but nobody asked for the Tila show.
But you're saying that this particular Skeletor says, "I don't want to feel good. I want to feel evil."
There's a scene at the end because they have the sorceress even says I didn't choose, all the past other champions just brute forced everything, and I chose you because you have empathy and you have a heart, And he even says at one point, he goes, "I'm not a Skeletor. You're afraid to use the power." He goes, "No, I just prefer not to." But there's a scene where he legitimately tries to talk to Skeletor at this last moment, right? He's like, "Why are you like this? You don't have to be this way. Come on, man. Come on." And Skeletor's like, "Nah, fuck you. I like being this way. You can suck a dick." And then they fight. And then when he's got him on the rope, then Skeletor, like a true shitbag, he's like, "Hey, wait. You want to talk? What do you want to talk about?" But no, again, I adored this movie. I adored this movie.
This is a series I'm talking about, very, very incredibly stylized characters and very merchandisable.
Oh, I have never seen that. I will say, if you haven't seen the 2002 He-Man cartoon, it's damn good.
Mm-mm.
One of the things I really like that 2002 does, and not a lot of other versions do this one didn't do this either. 2002 He-Man, Prince Adam is this skinny little teenager, and then he turns into He-Man, almost like a Shazam thing. Then he's all big. This He-Man actor, I'm sorry, look, I know I'm a big fat slob. Who am I to criticize anyone's fucking physique? He's not big enough.
Mm.
If I had to have a critique of this guy, I want him bigger. He's fucking He-Man, okay?
Yeah. When I saw the trailers, I mean, because one thing that always annoyed me about modern superhero, especially in comic, the comic book version of Superman makes no sense because they're always trying to make him ripped and buff. No, he's Superman. He doesn't need to be ripped and buffed. But
Superman needs to be relaxed all the time.
He needs to be buffed. He needs to be
He-Man should look like if he flexes, 9 people will be injured.
Yes.
I want him to look that kind of buff. I want him to look just because that's also the great thing about He-Man, because he's such a nice guy and a gentle dude who doesn't want to fight. So it's this juxtaposition of this dude that just looks like he can fucking, flex and cause an earthquake, and then he just wants to pet a cat. You know what I mean?
Not to bring up the meme, but fabulous powers were revealed to me that Dale held off my magic sword and said, "For the power of Grayskull."
Yeah,
that's the contrast. That's what it is.
Yeah, I want He-Man to look like just. So I almost wish they'd have done something like the first Captain America, where they made him look skinny before the transformation and then made him look big. They don't really do that. And again, I'm a big fat slob. Who the fuck am I to critique anyone's physique? That said, though, in my brain, when I picture He-Man, I picture just this muscle fucking roided looking motherfucker, just Arnold in his heyday kind of fucking shit.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Just like the magical energy is. I picture like the Hulk, where like sometimes the Hulk's muscles almost look cancerous, like the fucking gamma radiation is about to burst out of his chest.
Yeah.
That's what I picture with He-Man. Like the fucking, like they're not even muscles. He's just being blown up with a balloon from the magical energy of the sword.
Right.
There's a my profile picture. There's a scene at the end where like Skeletor is like literally like magically going in He-Man's mind and going through his memories, and he's like going through the office and he's dressed in his office gear, and it made me laugh so much. People are like, "Oh, it's too much humor." I'm like, dude, Skeletor looking like your shitty boss at work is fucking hilarious. I'm sorry. I'm supposed to, oh my God, you take it too seriously. Why would I want to do that? Like, Skeletor's got just a hint of the Joker in him. He's got a theatrical aspect to him where I know if he was in your brain, he would be dressed like people you know. He would just do that. But yeah, the movie's so good. It's so good. And like I said, the 2002 one's really good. Check that cartoon out if you can find it somewhere. I mean, like the 80s one is ridiculous and you got to be in, but the 2002 one is just genuinely a good action cartoon. Oh, this movie's so fucking good, dude.
It's so disappointing though that they're all like He-Man is a fun property, but doesn't get very popular.
It really doesn't. It's done well in comics in the last, like, good God, like 20 years, really. I mean, it bounced around DC and then later Dark Horse, but it's done well. Oh, I do see you in the back room there, Liam. I'll bring you in a second. Oh, wait, he just vanished. Oh, there he is again. Okay. Yeah, I'll bring you in, man. Hang on. But no, it's so good, dude. It's so good. And I didn't even notice because I'm having so much fun, but there's no Orca really in this movie. He appears in a post-credit scene, which I was like, once he appears, then I'm suddenly like, oh yeah, Orca, he should have been in this. Damn it. He does appear in a post-credit scene, and then we get the She-Ra teaser, and then we get Skeletor's not really dead teaser. Oh God, Evil Lynn's so fucking hot in this. Oh man, like this. Really fucking ruled, dude. It fucking ruled. I'm sorry. I don't know. Like, whoa, you Zoomers can have your scary hallway fucking movie, okay? I'll take my He-Man. I don't care if I'm old and cringe now. I don't care if the world changes. The whole world can be like, no, this is bad. This is cringe. No, you're all wrong. I will stick to my He-Man, and you can. As much as I'm like, oh, I wish it did better, and I hope we get more of it. You got to be content with what you have sometimes. I'm glad I have this movie. Like this is a movie I want it to exist since, before I can remember. I'm glad I have this fucking movie. I'm glad it turned out as well as it did. We almost are spoiled with franchises to where I'm immediately like, yeah, I want like 50 more. But there does come a point where you got to be like, well, appreciate the one you got, okay? Like, yeah, I hope we get more. That'd be great. But sometimes you do got to be like, okay, well, what we got was really fucking rad. And I hope more people like check out like the comics and shit. Like I said, check out the O2 one. If you like this movie and you're like, I didn't know nothing about He-Man, go watch the O2 series. You'll like it. Check out the current comics, man. DC's done a ton of fucking comics. I mean, they did some of there's a big He-Man omnibus you can find. I don't know if it's pricey online now, but DC put it out where it has the 80s stuff they did for He-Man, and then it has all the modern shit they did during the 2010s and stuff, which includes like a Thundercats crossover in there, a couple of crossovers with DC characters. The only DC stuff they did that isn't in that omnibus was there was a He-Man and Justice crossover, and there was a series called Masters of the Multiverse, which is a bunch of He-Man versions. Those aren't included in the omnibus, but other than that, everything's in that big omnibus. I happen to have it. That's why I'm mentioning it. And I was thumbing through it again earlier, and I was like, yes. Yeah, I love it. I love it. I say it, I think He-Man has now officially gotten a better movie than possibly any of the Turtles movies.
Oh, you don't say.
It's easily on par with the 1991. With the 1990 Turtles movie. It's easily on par with it. Like that's a neck and neck thing for me. And I'm more of a Turtles guy. But it was great. I adored it, man. Let's see. Liam, how's it going?
Fucking Masters of the Universe, right? You've said so many things. So many things I wanted to talk about.
Fucking He-Man.
Good. Artistic layman, you're 100% right with the series that Beglov hasn't seen, where Skeletor's just like, I'm evil.
Yeah, I didn't even really know about that one.
Oh, dude, it's good. I thought that it would be shit because I'm not wowed by the art style and I don't like CGI. But it really did feel like a He-Man for a new generation of kids. It's more tech-focused than magic, but Skeletor was good in it. And I wish they had have taken that element of Skeletor and put it into the movie Skeletor. That's my only criticism. Because, like, in the end, he's like, I'm the villain. And I'm like, I wish he had have just said, I'm evil. I like being evil. Like, I wish he had have just done that instead of saying he was the villain. But, I mean, the film was fantastic. The chick that played Evelyn was just fucking incredible, right? Like, Chris.
Oh, God,
like,
she's so hot in that fucking movie, dude.
Yeah, and she did the role. She was the character. Like, she acted like Evelyn. She talked like Evelyn. When she was confronted with fucking Teela, she's like, I don't want this bitch to, like, bash me in the fucking head. How about we both just leave?
I love right as like Skeletor's on the ropes. You just cut the Evelyn and she's just immediately like fucking Family Guy, like, well, yeah. I best be hitting the old dusty trail. Like, she's quietly heading to the exit as soon as shit turns south.
Exactly. It was great. And what about like how He-Man's fighting people when he gets like powered up right before he fights Skeletor? He's like punching motherfuckers and like embedded in walls and shit.
Oh God, these fight scenes are so brutal. That's the other thing I wanted to talk about. So like everyone talks about, a lot of comic book movies now, fight scenes feel weightless and bloodless and shit. Oh, not here, dude. No, not here at all. This takes advantage of the fucking PG. He's fighting this one guy. Apparently, it's Goat Man. I don't remember him. He just looks like the devil.
He's literally a guy. Goat Man is literally a guy from a British book, like children's book, that was like in one issue of He-Man. Like
so he just looks like the devil. If y'all are trying to picture him,
they just bring in. They just brought him in for the movie because he's super obscure, and they thought
he breaks the horn off this motherfucker's head, jams it into his neck. And then kicks him into lava.
Oh, wow.
Exactly.
Oh, my God.
Kicks him out of the mouth of Snake Mountain into lava. You hear him scream, and then...
You hear him hit the lava. It's... like, people are getting hurt in this. Like, people get kicked around, and you can tell, like, even if they get back up, you can tell they're fucked up. You know what I mean? Like...
Yeah, do you remember the guy from the second? If you guys are watching at home, do you remember the guy from the second, from the first He-Man movie, who had like the big, puffy fucking white hair and the fucking critters looking face and like the
yeah, he's hands? In this movie, and I'm sitting there and I'm thinking like
He-Man just punched
in the canon film, wasn't he?
Yeah, he just punts him into a motherfucking wall and then sticks a sword through him like he's a butterfly, like in a butterfly collection, and just leaves him hanging there on the fucking sword as he continues fighting.
To do with all the spikes on him, he like knocks him into the ceiling, and the dude's just stuck in the ceiling for a while.
Yeah. And then the other dude gets thrown onto the guy with the spikes, so there's this dude impaled on Spike Lord. You can't get off Spike.
Oh God, the fight scenes are so good in this. They're so good,
dude. And I know that you're not a kids guy, right? But my little girl, I bought out the whole theater, right? So it's just me and my family watching this movie, okay? And my little girl sitting next to me, and when He-Man transformed for the first time, her eyes got as big as saucers. She started just hysterically clapping. She was she just loved it. And I went, oh my God, like I'm getting to share my own fandom from when I was a little kid with my daughter, who was the same age as me when I first found He-Man, and she's in love with it. And she plays with my old toys and stuff. and like he or she is just blown away from it. It was such a magical memory, and I'm so grateful this movie exists. Like this is a milestone in my life. It's so good. You know,
I had a tweet go viral last night because some podcast dude was complaining about like adult jokes in this movie, and they're trying to like culture war shit, and that just gets really gay with me after a while. And I kind of replied to it. I did a quote tweet where I'm like, bro, in 1990 when I was 7, my dad took me to see Total Recall and RoboCop 2. Like, what are you trying to raise a pussy? All right, like enough's enough. Like, I get it that there's a lot of like shit in stuff now that like you got to watch it, but like for the most, it's like, oh, they made some adult jokes that a kid would never possibly get unless they already knew what that was.
And I mean, that was the point too.
And there's some violence, but like, so what?
Mm-hmm. And like the point of the movie, dude, like, I don't know if you noticed, but like Earth is all pussy whipped and bitch made. And Eternia is like, in parentheses, like toxic masculinity to the point where, you know, like Randall, that scene with Randall, right? Like, so there's this scene with Randall where Prince Adam is training for you guys at home, okay? And Randall comes out and sees Adam is being trained by men-at-arms, and he's fighting Tila, and he's fucking around. Like, he's being a goof. He's not actually training. He's being silly and shit. And so Randall's like, he sort of is disappointed. He like goes over, draws his sword, gives the sword to Adam, and is like, defend yourself. And then he just beats the shit out of his son, right? And then when he looks down at him, he's like, oh, what did he say, Chris? It's like, something about weakness, right? You can't be weak in this world or something. And then like he gets up and he leaves, right? And then the writing was so good. And then Men-at-Arms is like, tell him, stand up, so when your father turns around and sees you, he'll see you standing strong, because when a man falls, he has to stand tall, right? And then Randall never turns back to look at him. And you think it's like Randall's disappointed in his son or whatever, but obviously the real issue is that Randall is a war-hardened fucking man of battle that knows that he lives in a fucking world of violence. And so he doesn't want to look back and see his son as weak. He doesn't want to do that. And at the end of the movie, where like Randall's crushed under the rubble and dying and shit, like He-Man's like, I changed. I became someone strong, just like you wanted. And Randall explains, like, no, he didn't want him to change who he was. He just wanted him to be strong, you know, so that he could be who he was. And this juxtaposes the shift from the actual like nature of the whole movie when they win at the end. And now Eternia is like this place that Randall would have wanted, because Adam's sort of He-Man, so they can laugh, they can be silly, they don't have to like be at war all the time, all because of Adam, you know, and him being the way that he was. And it brings everything into balance. And I was so fucking good, dude. It was so good, so well done.
I genuinely like the morals in this. I genuinely like the idea that, you know, you have to be strong, but you know, you have to have hope. You have to have empathy.
Dude, it's what you've been saying about conservative fucking values forever, since I've known you for like 11 years. You know, yeah, you can have power, but you don't want to fucking use it all the time. You know, like that's what He-Man is. That's what He-Man represents. Someone with power, but not overreach, you know?
Well, one thing, I'm going to give a praise to the Netflix series, because one thing really stuck out at me. When they go to the afterlife to get Adam back in that series, all the other past champions are the big buff versions of themselves, right? And Adam is just like his normal self.
Yeah.
Because that's just how he sees himself.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, and I remember seeing that detail, and I'm like, there are a couple of things in that Netflix that it's so frustrating to me, because there's a couple of times that Netflix series, and again, I only watched season 1 because it wasn't good enough to hop into season 2. But there's a couple of times where I'm like, God damn, there's just little flashes of brilliance in this.
Yeah, little
flashes. When Roboto dies in that cartoon, and he says something akin to something along the lines of, he's like, I'm afraid. And they're like, oh, it's going to be okay. He goes, no. He goes, don't you understand? This is a good thing. I'm supposed to just be a machine, and I'm afraid. Yeah. I'm more than I was meant to be. I'm afraid, and that's a miracle.
Yeah.
And I'm like, wow, that's incredibly.
This is a property I've been saying. Masters of the Universe is one of my biggest fandoms. I've been saying, even with the He-Man mania of the 80s, it has never achieved its fullest potential. And this is the closest that I think we could get on the silver screen without just having, like you said, a slightly more buff actor. And I just hope the actor hits the gym, because it's kind of weird. I don't know if you noticed, Chris, but like it's kind of weird when like the guy is hulked the fuck out when he's Adam and sitting in the gym, he's like hunched over and he looks ripped as fuck as Adam. But then
I would have tried to do that thing they did in the first Captain America movie where they made Adam look skinny.
Yeah.
And because like I probably wouldn't even like if he would have looked really, really skinny and anemic and then looked like the way that actor looked like, I would have been like, okay, fine. But there's just no, and I get the original cartoon, Adam looked the same as He-Man, like almost comically so. But I don't know, like just in my head, that's just not how I ever really envision it. Like, I really think the O2 series nailed that, where he's just a skinny little teenager,
right.
and then like he's magically turned into this fucking dude.
Mm-hmm.
Which also explains why nobody realizes that Adam is He-Man.
Yeah, I kind of like they did that at the end.
The skinny teenager is also this Arnold Schwarzenegger dude.
Yeah, exactly. And I imagine the same thing as a child, even with my childhood series. I always imagined that Adam looked different to He-Man. It's just on the screen, that's how it looked, you know? But, like, I didn't like at the end where, like, they had him running off to transform in the film, and then everyone sort of hung a lantern. It's like, he knows, we all know he's He-Man, right? And I'm kind of thought, did we need this? Like, was this 5 minutes that we needed? Could have maybe, you know?
Yeah,
like,
but they're just having fun.
Yeah.
I understand.
I liked how in the original cartoon, like the first, like I watched the original He-Man series on VHS, and the first episode we see like there's danger, and the prince is walking away like, "Come on, Cringer, there's danger, there's no place for us," and the king's like, "If only you were more than a prince." That's a nice touch.
But it's good, man. I went in. I was so scared. I saw that rant and that guy going, "Mattel's never going to get a fucking dollar of my money." And I saw that and I went, oh no. It's so easy to, there's such a loud vocal minority in the He-Man fandom. Please, please, please don't turn He-Man into a meme of what He-Man is the way they did with Deadpool. Please. And I went and I watched it. I went, no, this is just He-Man. This is good. You know, there's a few minor direction changes I would have liked to take. Like, Battle Cat Cringer should have been earlier in the film. He shouldn't have found Cringer later. He should have found Cringer earlier in the film. And we should have had a transformation sequence with Cringer earlier in the movie instead of having him show up in the last like 5 minutes.
Yeah, but I would have liked a full Battle Cat. I mean, but again, I hope you get a bunch of other movies out of this.
Yeah, no, dude.
It seems like Amazon
just give me 3 He-Man movies. Just give me next movie, have Skeletor show up. You got to say, have Hordak show up, right? And then for the third movie, I don't even know who should be the villain of the third movie.
What were the reptile dudes? Like, I forget their
names. The Snake Men.
Yeah, because like Skeletor's Snake Mountain, that's not his. He's just squatting there because other villains are in the Shadow Realm and he's taking their shit.
Yeah,
you could do those in the third movie. You could do there's a lot to He-Man that you can do.
Oh, dude, there's so much to He-Man. There's so much that's never been done right. There's so much that's just sitting right there. It's like, it'd be like having the works of Jack Kirby in your hand and being like, I guess we could make this about laser pistols and, It's like, you know, you want to tap into that kind of Flash Gordon, Conan the Barbarian fucking, you know, adventure stuff that's been just ignored for the most part. You know, you want it to be magic first, then tech.
Yeah, I really like this movie a lot. And there's a lot of guys that are like, oh, let me fight a culture war battle about it. But
yeah,
I'm not saying that there's nothing legitimate to that. I've made those same complaints on YouTube a million times about stuff. But there's something about the guys that do it for a living where it becomes dishonest.
Oh, it is dishonest. And
your job is to slay dragons. You're going to find dragons, even if you have to make them up.
Yeah. And that's it. And I went in going, you know me, I don't like super woke stuff, man. I'm not like radical about it, but I'm kind of burned out on it. But like, I just want to be able to enjoy a movie. And I went in, and this is probably one of the best movie experiences I've had as a family. And, you know, it was just so cool to have not a shit He-Man. Like, I just thank you for not being shit. Mattel, take my money. You know? I wish there was more stuff. I wish there was like T-shirts and stuff or something like merchandise or something I could get. There's just the toys
Here
though.
in the States, let me tell you the ridiculousness of the popcorn buckets alone.
Oh,
Oh, I couldn't even get any. They didn't have anything like that here.
And that's the thing that's really painful. This show was made to be a commercial for toys. And that's the one thing they're not capitalizing on. Although it is kind of established that kids don't really play with toys anymore.
Motu figures, at least here in the States, they've never really gone away.
There's
always been a huge community around them. I mean, yeah, it's probably a lot of man-child adults, but whatever. It's still there. I mean, they recently did a big Turtles crossover line of figures that they also did comics for. They recently did a Thundercats crossover line. There's never been Motu toys have almost never been off the shelf. There was about a 10-year lull, and then nostalgia kicked in around 2000, and they've basically never gone away since. Mattel is first and foremost a fucking toy company. They're not going to stop making these fucking things as long as anyone's buying them. So there is toys. Dark Horse is doing some He-Man comics, which are all right. I think DC did some better stuff, but Dark Horse is doing some good stuff. I mean, there's some He-Man stuff out there. I don't know. Maybe it won't connect with a lot of young people. I don't know. Some of them are so brain fried and they don't have any fucking attention span.
Their favorite movie. Their favorite movie is a movie about empty hallways.
Yes, Zoomers are afraid of hallways now. So I don't know what to tell you. Like,
although horror movies are easier to make and cheaper, so.
Oh my, yeah. The two big box office horror movies right now are Obsession and Backrooms, which latch on to the two biggest fears of the Zoomer male, which is empty hallways and vagina.
Did you see the ad for that movie? Like at the end of Oak Street, was that on a trailer that you saw?
I didn't see that in front of the movie, but I saw an ad for that in front of a YouTube video I was watching, and the ad actually kept me from skipping. It intrigued me enough. It does look interesting. I saw an ad for Nolan's Odyssey that, if I had not already known a lot of the shitty things about it, would have sucked me in. Because let me tell you something. Although like Zendaya as Athena and all this other dumb shit that he's putting in there, that is nowhere in the trailer. I saw an ad for Nolan's Odyssey that made it look good.
Oh,
and I'm like, watch that movie make $1 bajillion, and then we're gonna act like Zendaya is a fucking drawl again. God, that drives me nuts. You know, there's so many hot mulatto women in the fucking world too. And it's like they found the most mid one in the goddamn universe, and it was spent a decade telling us she's a sex symbol. I am so sick of that bitch.
Okay, wait a minute. We're talking sex symbols and ladies and pretty girls here, and we're talking Masters Universe. Post battle, end of the sequence, Teela wearing her cartoon equivalent outfit. Okay,
Teela can get it this whole fucking movie. From the time she shows up on Earth to go get Adam, from the end of this fucking movie, Teela can fucking get it. Teela and Evil Lynn scissoring should be the fucking sequel if I was a director. Okay.
What do you think about this actress just downing? What do you think about this actress just downing fucking hamburgers and meat and shit and telling women to eat meat again and put fucking muscle on?
She can fucking eat my meat. Wait, I'm not kidding. Her and Evil Lynn, this whole fucking movie, I'm like, I am sitting here like the old fucking meme where it's like, now kiss. Like, I'm like, yes.
No, at the end, so they've got her back in her original sort of outfit, right? And one of the things that's kind of they changed was they gave her like a bunch of skirt flaps on it. Did you see? So and I kind of want, and then instead of giving her heels on her boots, she's wearing like giant 70s style go-go boots. And these are little minor nitpicks, right? But considering that we got the cool Game of Thronesy looking stuff in the beginning with their outfits, right? Master Universe style Eternia outfits. At the end, why do you think that they didn't have the courage to just slap her in a one piece and put high heel boots on her? You know what I mean? I
don't know. I will say, speaking of outfits, Adam's Earth outfit having the same color scheme as his like civilian outfit from the cartoon.
Yeah.
It was such a great touch, and I haven't heard anybody mention it, but I was like, that's so good. I love that.
It was nice. No, I thought it was funny too in the movie. They're walking through the mine. They've landed. They're walking out. She's like, "Is this what people were on Earth?" And he goes, he stops. He's like, "Not really."
Kinda, not really.
Not really. Yeah, I had to laugh. I was like, "Oh, Adam." And I think that's a good example of like this journey into masculinity. Like there's metaphor all through this film, right? For becoming a man and becoming your best self. And I'm like, oh, I pray to God we get another one. But I got a feeling that no one's going to go see it. Everyone's going to go see fucking Scary Movie.
It's doing okay. I mean, Scary Movie beat the shit out of it. Don't get me wrong. It's making some money, and Amazon has said that they're behind it. They've said they're giving it a good theatrical run. Amazon's playing the long game, at least according to what they're saying.
Yeah.
Acadian Comics says the look Evelyn gives Skeletor after he burns her arm, saying "Hurt me, Daddy." I immediately caught on to that. At both times that Skeletor fucking burns her with his magic or whatever, and my buddy caught on to it. No, I mean I'm tuned to those sort of dynamics.
Oh, right. I forgot where I am. I forgot where I am for a minute.
Yeah, I'm attuned to those sort of dynamics in a relationship. But my buddy immediately like took to me after that first scene. He goes, "She's into it." I was like, "Yeah, yes, she is. She's so into it." It's
oh my goodness. So good. It was great though. Like it was so good to be able to enjoy it and go and see it. It's like, you know what? Because this is so gay, but I'm like, you know what? I'm 40 years old. You know, I'm getting older. I'm looking outside at the farm. You know, I'm just sort of thinking about life. I'm looking around the shrine to childhood I built around myself, and I just thought like, there's not going to be another He-Man movie in 20 years. You know, that's what I thought. I thought this is it. This is.
Yeah, my
God. Our whole childhood has been leading to this moment. If it shits the bed, this is the end of He-Man.
I'm very happy with what we got. I hope we get more, but I'm very happy. Like there does come a point where I was saying earlier, like you got to be a little like I'm so trained now. So many things get turned into franchises that immediately I'm like, yeah, let's give me 50 more He-Man movies. But also like you got to sit back and go, you gave me one that was really fucking awesome, and let me just be a little grateful for that for a minute. Even if it's bomb, it still ruled, and I'm glad it exists. And I'm gonna have the fucking on Blu-ray.
Yeah, and if the second movie, dude, is the end of this movie, you know, if the end of this movie is the same tone and energy they go into for the second movie, I'll have the movie I want, and I will not return as the Restless Dead. I can sleep. I can go to Jesus, you know, like I'll be happy. You know, like the fact that like in the end it's like him on Battle Cat and it's got like the He-Man echo, and dude, when he transformed and he said I have the power, that it was shit on the trailer, and I was like, oh man, there's nothing to it. But at the theater, they've based the fuck out of it, so when he says it, you can feel it echo through your fucking body, and I was like, holy shit.
I saw it in IMAX.
Oh,
and the reason I don't usually splurge on IMAX because it's fucking pricey. But I was going out of town starting Thursday, and I wasn't going to get to see it till maybe today. And I'm like, that is not acceptable. So I looked up to see if anybody was doing an early show on Wednesday. And lo and behold, one of the cinemas was like, yeah, IMAX early show. And I'm like, all right, 2 tickets. Let's fucking do it. And it was worth seeing in IMAX. I'm not a big IMAX bro, but my God, man, like you could feel the sound in that theater was almost annoyingly loud. Like the whole movie, I felt shit. Like when we're smashing into shit, I'm damn near feeling the floor vibrate.
Yeah, the floor was vibrating and stuff like that. I was like, holy shit, this is powerful. This is power. You know, and I was worried that it was going to be like a bit flaccid. No offense, but like, you know, especially at the end, like especially that final scene where it goes, He-Man, like it is a boom, boom. Like as Battle Cat rides towards the camera, I was like, oh, fuck me. This was like, they did it. They made a He-Man movie. This is actually a He-Man movie. You know, like it was awesome.
I have something to look forward to then.
I'm so spoiled with adaptations these last 20 years Like
Mhm.
I was flipping through reels with doom scrolling, and I came across that scene in Avengers 2 where Ultron and Vision are talking right before Ultron gets obliterated. And I was like, my God, dude. Like, as bad as the MCU got it when it was good, it was so good. And I also thought, like, man, if you'd have asked me in like 2007, even early 2008, are you ever going to get an Avengers movie, let alone a good one? Like, fuck no, that's never going to happen. Because, back then, Marvel, all the rights were different studios and shit. And the Avengers isn't so much a franchise as it's a collection of franchises. So I was like, nah. And I was a huge Avengers fan since like 98, but I was like, nah, that'll never fucking happen. And then, you finally see it and you're like, oh my God, that was great. Like, it was great. And it was also great that like people that didn't read these comics got to at least taste a little bit of what made them fucking great.
Yeah, yeah.
And it's really rad that people that are not my age, that are maybe even too young to have seen the O2 cartoon or just didn't see it or whatever, that they could like watch this movie and be like, oh wow, that was pretty fucking cool.
That's the thing.
I see why this has lived on in memes for so long. There is something special to this.
That's why it was special to me, right? Because like, so He-Man had this gigantic boom in the 80s when we were growing up, right? And we all loved it and it was great. And then it sort of faded away, okay? And then they brought out the 2000 series where they wanted to reinvent it, but they did this sort of thing where they came at it where it's like it has to be taken seriously, It has to be like, we don't want people to think it's like a joke. And so they went that route and they brought in the Horsemen, and that's fine. And it's great. It is fantastic.
Well, you also got to remember, this is right around the time we got the 03 Turtles too. Like,
yeah,
was a big,
exactly. And they're like, oh, that like, literally one of the things in the 2000 series. Sorry, one of the things in the 2000 series was like, oh, we can't have talking dragons because that's silly, And I'm like, oh man, I disagree.
But we can have a bee dude.
Yeah, exactly. but they're like, but this is what I was talking about when they're like, we've got to take it really seriously. And then He-Man was reinvented for Netflix through Kevin Smith, who himself, shout out to Kevin if you ever see this. No offense. Yeah. But like, he himself has said many times he wasn't really a fan of the franchise, right? He said many, many times. So he did the Netflix series, and it kind of was really the Teela show. Okay. Then we got the 2002 series, and it, like the previous Netflix show and the 2000 show, like the Netflix show is like the 2000 series you got up here. It's good for a little kid show, but again, it's more focused on the technology, and it's a little bit ashamed to be He-Man. It's trying to be more of an MMO than it is He-Man, right? And then we get this film, and this movie is He-Man, like completely fucking unashamed of what it is. No, like willing to eat to the point where it's even willing to like make fun of itself over what it is, and it's just completely fucking unashamed. And it was so awesome to see that. I'm talking too much. Sorry.
No, you're fine, man. Like I said, I adored this movie. I loved it. I'll probably go see it again. I barely get to the theater at all, let alone do I see something twice. There's a lot of stuff I wanted to go see here recently. I wanted to see Hail Mary, and I just didn't get to the theater for it. I tease it because Zoomers are sort of spurgy about it, but Backrooms does look like a decent enough flick to at least watch on streaming. So there is stuff I've wanted to go to the theater for, but man, this year all I've really got, I think, seen is Mario 2, which was pretty good. I have to admit, there was a commercial for a Minions movie that looked kind of good, and I was shocked. I was like, wow, that actually kind of looks funny. And I'm probably gonna end up seeing it at some point because my fucking boomer dad is all about the Minions. He is minion pilled. There are two things that turn my dad into a 4-year-old. I'm not kidding. Minions is one of them. Since the first Despicable Me movie, he is full boomer minion pilled, and also Cars. And I don't understand why with Cars. I guess it's because he's a car guy, because he's been a mechanic his whole life. I don't know, but I remember literally like seeing he tagged along with me something in the theater back in 05 and the Cars trailer came on and I'm looking at like this is the dumbest thing in the world and I look over at my fucking middle-aged father at the time who is looking like an autistic 4-year-old at Cars. And again, my father is this gruff fucking mechanic Navy man. Like you wouldn't expect this shit from him at all. But like Cars, I saw all 3 of the Cars movies in theater, Luke. I didn't want to. I didn't want to do that. That's not a thing I wanted to do with any portion of my life.
A weird story about me. I actually like the plane movies a whole lot more for some reason.
Somehow he didn't see the plane movies. I don't know. Maybe he didn't hear about them. I don't know. I didn't get dragged to see planes. Cars 1 is okay. Shockingly so, because Pixar were geniuses back then. I mean, Cars is the kind of premise that really shouldn't be more than a 2-minute short in front of a movie. And Cars 1, I mean, Cars 1 is basically Doc Hollywood, but with cars. But it's all right. I don't even remember what the fuck the second and third ones were.
I've never seen Cars. Oh, yeah, the first one was normal. The second one was about spies, and the third one was about retirement.
Somehow I've seen Cars 1, 2, and 3, and I haven't seen any Toy Story sequels.
So Toy Story 5 is coming out.
Yeah, we're on the 5th one so far. I think we're going to space.
5 is coming out. And it's being advertised everywhere here in Australia. It's got lots of coverage. And right now we're doing the toy sale. And once upon a time back in the day, one of the things I used to do, just for lols, was I would go to the toy sale and buy a bunch of cool shit for cheap and then sell it later in the year, right? Yeah, because otherwise it'll just sit here and it won't, sell. But in America, it's cool stuff, so people buy it, right? But here in Australia, it's just shelf warms. But this year, the big Mattel toy of the year isn't like He-Man or anything to do with that. It's literally Toy Story stuff. And there's nothing to buy. Like, there's nothing interesting toy-wise. It's just a fucking wasteland.
Toy Story figures should advertise themselves as life size. Like, yeah, like if that's not on the box, it should be.
Yeah. There's no Tickle Me Elmo of this year. You know what I mean? Like, there's no big toy that everyone wants at all, and there wasn't last year either. So that's 2 years. The giant big kick-ass Voltron that I've got, in the background, the one like talks as you combine it and stuff. Like, I got that through the toy sale. You know what I mean? And just nothing like that at all from Hasbro, from Mattel. Nothing cool. No big Castle Grayskull. Just these $10 movie figures is all they got for He-Man.
I've heard Toy Story 2 is good, but I've never seen it. And I guess that part of that's because like I remember seeing Toy Story 1 in theaters. I was like 12. So I mean I wasn't like a little kid, but like whatever. It's a cartoon, it's a new movie. Sure, let's see it. And I thought it was fine, but there was nothing about Toy Story. I was like, wow, there's a lot more story to be told here, isn't there? Like nothing about, because I remember I'm in high school when Toy Story 2 came out, and it's like, Toy Story 2, and I'm like, nah. I think even my girlfriend at some time was like, you want to see Toy Story 2? And I'm like, why? Who gives a fuck? And I like Pixar. Classic Pixar was great, man. I think Incredibles is one of the best cape flicks ever made. WALL-E is amazing.
Yes.
WALL-E is a prophecy, I'm telling you, man. WALL-E is the future. I mean, half my fucking haters look like they're right out of WALL-E, man. Already. It's happening.
The funniest thing about WALL-E to me is it's basically the plot of Vector Man for the Sega Genesis. I'm not kidding. The setup is almost the same.
Yes.
Like Vector you were a robot, like humanity has left Earth because it's too polluted, and you were a robot designated to clean up trash. Like Vector Man and WALL-E have the same origin.
Yeah.
I thought Vector. Correct me if I'm wrong, but didn't the robots turn evil and Vector Man's there to correct the robots?
But the reason Vector Man didn't get turned evil is because he was on a rocket ship throwing nuclear waste in the sun. So he wasn't on Earth. Like his job was to clean up pollution and waste. So he has the same origin as WALL-E. Yes, obviously those movies that movie and that game obviously go in very different directions for the same
Yes.
story point. But Wally isn't fucking lasering fucking robot mosquitoes and fighting a robot with a nuclear weapon for a head.
or transforming into a train to knock off the monster off the bridge.
Yeah, Wally isn't a robot that's made of anal beads for some reason. But other than that, oddly enough, I remember when I'm watching Wally, I'm like, this is Vector Man. He's got the same origin as Vector Man. I honest to God, I don't think that's accident. I think somebody at fucking Pixar loved them some Vector Man. But no, Wally's brilliant. A couple of the other ones I haven't seen. I haven't seen Ratatouille. I've heard people praise it.
It's one of the good ones. It's one of the good ones. Yes.
I haven't seen Up.
Really?
I have not seen Up.
Well, yeah, those are all the
I
good
have,
ones.
and it's all right.
Every-
It's not life changing, but it's all right.
Everything before Brave is great, and then possibly the only stuff after that.
I did see Brave, and it's a very flawed movie, but I have a soft spot just because the protagonist reminds me of my high school sweetheart.
Of course it does. Of course it does.
So there's that. But Brave is definitely a mess of a movie. That was definitely when Pixar was like, okay, you're clearly not batting 1,000 anymore. I remember seeing Wreck-It Ralph in theaters, and I thought for the longest time that was Pixar. But that's just regular Disney animation. Wreck-It Ralph was great. But yeah, Wally is great. Like I said, I didn't see Ratatouille. I saw Finding Nemo like finally years later, and I was like, this is fine, I guess. I remember seeing Monsters Inc. like renting it when it was first out on video, and I remember thinking that this is just Real Monsters from Nickelodeon. Like the premise is Real Monsters, which was
I forgot about that.
7 or 8 years prior on Nickelodeon, and I'm like, that's one of them things where I'm like, there's no way this is an accident kind of thing. Like somebody saw this, and don't get me wrong, obviously Our Real Monsters is very different, and you don't own a premise, you know what I mean? But yeah, I do remember thinking like, wow, this is kind of just Our Real Monsters, isn't it?
The movie, I'm surprised. I bet you if you were to Google that, there'd be some sort of controversy or schism over it. I bet you, because you're right, they are very close in ideas.
I saw Ants in the theater.
Monsters that have to go to school.
Oddly enough, like Monsters Inc. was actually a premise I saw in a cartoon of Tiny Toon Adventures. It's almost like shot for shots. It's kind of interesting.
I saw Ants. I remember seeing Ants in theater, and I loved it. And I didn't see Bug's Life for the longest time. Bug's Life is fine. Ants is better. I don't know if that's a controversial opinion or not. Ants is better. Ants fucking rules.
Yeah. Ants
it's just a Woody Allen movie disguised as a kid's movie.
Yeah. Ants, and Bug's Life is basically The Last Samurai with like very PG audience.
Yeah, like Bug's Life is fine, whereas Ants is like, hey, militarism and communism are bad in a fucking kids movie. Which again, like Ants is great. I adored Ants. Man, there really wasn't much Disney or Pixar shit. Again, I saw Incredibles because I was such a superhero guy and I was blown away by it. I did finally see the second Incredibles shortly after it came out, and it was like, it's fine, I guess. It was one of those where it's like,
sorry, go on. Sorry.
It's just fine. Yeah, I don't know. It's like, this is okay. And I'm like, I'm not somebody who won't go see a kid's movie, but it's like, it's got to be something that like sucks me in. Like a good example is like most Illumination stuff is dog shit. The first Despicable Me is a genuinely good movie. I will die on that hill.
Yes.
Obviously, it spawned a whole lot of obnoxious fucking spinoffs. But the first Despicable Me is genuinely good, and the two Mario movies are genuinely good. And other than that, the rest of Illumination's catalog can go in the fucking
Dude,
dumpster.
I officially became old dad because I was really excited to watch the new Mario 2 movie. I got like 15 minutes into it and fell asleep and woke up like as the credits rolled. So I still have not seen the second Mario movie. I fell asleep to like them finding Yoshi. You know,
I watched it. I liked it quite a bit.
Yeah.
It was good. It was because my kid loved it. Elle loved it. You know, but I
It made me want a Star Fox movie, and I don't give a fuck about Star Fox either. I've never played any of the game. And still, like that 2D animated sequence where like Fox is given his fucking origin. I'm like, why is that not a movie? That should be the next movie. I want to watch that immediately after this movie. Like, I don't know. I'm not, like I said, I'm not one that like, I never want to get so old where I'm going to be like, I don't want to see this. It's a kid's movie, but I don't want to see bad kids movies. You know what I mean?
Yeah. There's a stupid.
I don't want to go see Minecraft. I'm sorry. Like, no, I'm not going to do that. Like,
yeah. I'll sooner see Bluey movie before I see a Minecraft movie.
one of the funniest memories, and I know I've told this on here before, but I will never forget it. I don't remember who I was with. Maybe I was with a buddy, my dad, a girlfriend. Don't remember. I don't remember what movie I was seeing, but I remember walking towards my movie theater, and this man with a woman, I guess presumably married, I don't know, and two little small girls. Maybe it was three even, little small girls. All like the oldest couldn't have been more than 10. They're coming out of Hotel for Dogs. I will never forget that it was Hotel for Dogs. Because the look on this man's face is seared in my memory. This man, these little girls are all laughing and giggling, right? The woman, I don't know, maybe he's dating a single mom, who knows? Maybe it's his wife, but she's all like, "Oh, thanks for taking the girls, honey," right? This man looked like he'd been through hell. And I heard him as I walked by just go, "That was awful." Just like not even angry, like just defeated, just like the Clockwork Orange guys had been prying his eyes open to watch this fucking movie.
Yeah, I would never take. If I had kids, I would never take them to this movie. No. You know,
it's funny. I remember being a kid, and I remember movies that my dad took me to, like kids movies, where he's clearly like, "This is the dumbest shit I've ever seen in my fucking life." And then I remember the kids movies where my dad was enjoying himself. Like, I remember my dad had a blast at the first Ninja Turtles movie. He loved that fucking movie. He loved the first Batman movie with Michael Keaton. He loved a bunch of those Disney movies, Disney Renaissance shit, Little Mermaid, Beauty and the Beast even. He fucking adored Aladdin. But then I remember we'd see kids movies sometimes where my dad's just like, "What is this stupid fucking shit?" There's a difference between a family movie and a kids movie. There are genuinely like animated, quote unquote, kids movies that I genuinely think anyone of any age can enjoy. And then there's the ones where it's like Spy Kids 2 or some shit where it's like I'm a Turtles guy, and I will say the first Turtles movie holds up. Third one, most people have agreed is dog shit. I'll go so far as to say the second one's bad too. I'm sorry. I loved it when I was like 8. Yeah, sure. But I was 8. I've tried to watch it as an adult again, and I'm like, this is rough. This is not good. I'm sorry.
I grew up with that show, so I'm biased in its favor.
Like, yeah, I get the first one's great. First one's legitimately great. Holds up really well. The second one, not so much. And a lot of it's due to censorship because, like, they won't use their weapons half the fucking movie in the second one.
Yeah.
And they lean way too much on just really nonsensical fucking kids' humor. The monster
We've got someone in the back. We've got someone in the back, and I don't know how long.
Yeah. I'll bring it back.
Okay, good. Sorry. Yeah, I just didn't know if they're unseen.
But yeah, the leans way too much into that shit. Like I said, I try to watch it as an adult. But I remember seeing Spy Kids 2 because I was babysitting a little cousin when I was a teenager. And I was like, that was one of the first times where I was like physically being exhausted by how bad a kids movie was. You know what I mean? Like,
oh yeah.
I was like, oh god. Like this is just loud garbage. Like that's all it was just 90 minutes of the worst CGI with like Disney Channel live action fucking acting and George Lopez's head all over the place. And I'm just like, what? What is this? What are we doing? What is my life? And again, I never stopped liking shit like that. Like I got into like Kim Possible when I was 19 because it was a funny fucking cartoon. You know what I mean? I got into Powerpuff Girls as a teenager because a cartoon fucking ruled. It was a brilliant superhero parody. Like I've never gone through that phase where I'm like ashamed to watch a cartoon. But I am a grown ass man, and there's got to be a little bit more to it than key jingling. You know what I mean? Like, I do want to see Hail Mary. I really want to see Hail Mary.
Oh yes, yes,
Not
yes.
get to the theater for
Yes.
that, but man,
Yes. I highly recommend it. Yes.
In fact, I might even go Wednesday if a theater's still playing it around me. I doubt it though. I think it's probably. Chat says I need to finish Spider-Man Noir. I started that. It's pretty good. It's carried by Nick Cage though. Like there's some times you can really tell it's a TV show budget, and there's way more diversity than a New York in the 30s should have. But Nick Cage carries it. I mean, I don't know what to say. Like if you enjoy Nick Cage's usual bullshit, which I do, I'm a sucker for it. You'll like it. Hey, John Steele, what's up?
Hey, gentlemen. Do you mind if I tell you a funny anecdote about children's stories, or children movies?
No, go ahead.
So actually, it's a true story.
John was the guy coming out of Hotel for Dogs, weren't you?
Yeah, that was me.
It's like, oh God, this was awful.
That was me. No, so a buddy of mine told me this story. It's a true story. So he was in the military, and he was telling me this story about how he went to a movie theater. He was expecting to see a movie, but he must have looked it up wrong. Like, I don't know if you've ever done that, where he either got the time or the date wrong, and he went to the theater, and they were like, no, that movie's not playing. But there was like another movie playing, and it was a kid's movie. And when I say like you were saying, like a difference between a family movie and a kid,
Yes.
this was a kid's movie, like a total kids movie. But he was stationed, I can't remember if it was like South Carolina, Louisiana, and it was like in August. I don't know if you've ever been to that part of the country, but it's extremely hot and humid, like disgustingly so. And like you just want to go inside a movie theater because it's conditioned air. Like you don't necessarily care what you are going to watch. So like the woman says, oh yeah, well there's a movie starting in like 25 minutes. It was this other movie. And he's like, well, fuck it. I came all the way here, and I think he took public transit or whatever. He's like, I'll just watch that just to get out of the heat, but it doesn't start yet. So he buys a bottle of water, and he's like sitting outside, kind of like lounging on, like there was like this level kind of stone wall or whatever, and he was lounging at, and he's in like shorts and stuff like that, and he's just drinking his bottle of water. And there's also, before the movie starts, there's all these like moms coming in with their like little kids to bring it, and they're all giving him these like weird looks. And he's like, what? He's like, what the fuck? He's like, no idea, like what was going on, and like we're all, and he's like, it's like the women look at him. He's like, well, fuck you, lady. What, he goes, he was just like, relaxing. All right, so you guys know where I'm going with this, right? Like, so he comes to find out that like his balls were fucking hanging to his knees, and it's a true story, I swear to God.
Oh no!
So look, it happens, right? I mean, you have when it's that hot and humid, and you're just like lounging out, and and he was just like, and they're all looking at him like he's a total pervert because there's so many kids going into.
I'm just imagining some terrible cartoon where it's like Fievel Goes West. Like it's like the second Fievel movie, and this fucking grown man is with his balls like that.
And the funny part was like he had this went on for like 10 minutes, and they're all like staring like at mean looks, and he's like, "What the fuck, man? What did I do? Who did I kill?" It's just like but the way he told the story, because, oh man, but yeah.
I had a buddy when I worked at this one place around 07 or 08, and he had been in the military for 4 years. Right around the start of the Iraq shit. Yeah. And I guess he said that on his base, they had a decent selection of rental movies somehow. And this was like a base in the Middle East, you know what I mean? But they had a
actually the bases, not to interrupt, but they actually are more into that because they want to keep morale high.
Yeah. Anyway, so he had like a little portable DVD player. It was just a small little thing with a small little screen. So he's just watching movies all the time on his downtime, and even times when he probably shouldn't be. So this man was like an encyclopedia of basically every movie released in those 4 years. Like he didn't care. It's just whatever it was. He's just little kids movies, rom-coms, whatever. He's burning through all of them just at this lightning pace because it's all he had to do. You know what I mean?
Yeah, there was.
So yeah, he'd be able to tell you about any fucking movie for those times. It's like he'd be able to tell you, oh yeah, Spy Kids 3. Yeah, I watched that. Oh man.
Did I don't know if I think I told you, Chris. I mentioned this guy. Speaking of, so I have a buddy of mine, real close friend of mine, that's like a movie like. This guy watches probably about. I'm not kidding. Probably about like 200 to 300 movies a year. He writes reviews and the whole bit. Like he goes to the film festivals and everything. Like he actually has his vacation. He takes his vacation from work around when the film festivals are.
Oh,
so
wow.
he can see, yeah, he's been doing this for years. I wouldn't say like 300 a year. That's too much. But like I live in Seattle, so there's something called SIFF, Seattle International Film Festival. You can Google it. It's one of the larger film festivals, but it's turned to shit. But it used to be really good. But anyway, long boring short, he goes to all these things and he writes reviews and he takes it really seriously. But this guy, like, he knows everything about cinema. Like if you say a director, he can tell you what they did and what they're good at and everything like that. And he totally knows how to critique film. Fascinating guy.
Yeah, I got a couple of buddies have like the passes. A lot of movie theaters will do like $20 a month, and you just see as many movies as you want, which is a hell of a deal. I mean, if Hollywood picks its ass back up and actually starts pushing out decent shit again, I might get that.
Well, yeah, like there are passes that they buy for film festivals where you can buy different types of passes. And like, I never bought a pass, but like, I know like at SIFF, like it used to be very, I don't want to say extravagant, but it kind of was. Like the opening of SIFF is kind of extravagant. Like I remember going in back all the way in like 2001. I remember the film, it was called Igby Goes Down, was the premiere film. And what's cool about it is that they have like the producers and the actors at the festival, and you can sometimes do Q&As. And what was really cool about this was, I remember it was a spring evening, and after we watched the premiere, they had like a gala event, and I'd never been to anything like this before in my life. Like I'm talking about like, and it was an outdoor thing. People walking around with, like, you've seen this in movies, like champagne glasses where you could just grab one off of the servers. Yeah, it was really cool.
Nice.
And I'd never experienced it before or since. I never would spend money on it. But my buddy did, because he's a doctor, so he had money, and he was single at the time, so he had no expenses. And he invited me, and it was awesome. What was really funny about it, so he's kind of dressed to the nines. I mean, I was dressed in like Dockers and a button down, and I wasn't dressed like a schlep, but you know what I mean. And but everybody, there's all these people at these things that go to these galas that are all like artistic layman, but no, like the people who like do music, people who do the writing, like the artists and stuff like that, and they all have their cards, and they're all going up to my buddy and saying, "Oh, are you a director? Or are you a screenwriter?" They're all like handing him, and he's like, he's like just a family physician, or like that. But it was just really funny that all these people are approaching, and it was kind of cool because the star of the film was not I'm trying to remember the guy's name. It was the McConaughey. Who was the little kid that was in Home Alone? It was his brother.
Oh, well, the main guy was Macaulay Culkin.
It was Macaulay Culkin's brother.
Oh,
okay, all right.
You can look up the film Igby Goes Down. Actually, there was a lot of big people in it. The Ryan Phillippe was in it. Who is the chick from Homeland? The blonde chick from Homeland.
I can picture her. I don't know.
Hey guys, I got a book. Sorry for
no problem, man. Thanks for being on.
No, I love talking about Motu. Not trying to be rude, just
go ahead, man.
Thanks for having me.
Yep, no problem.
And who's the other guy from? Do you remember the movie The Fly?
What, the Jeff Goldblum one or the
Jeff Goldblum one? Yeah, he was in it. He's not the main actor in it, but he's Susan Sarandon was in it too. It was a high level. I mean, it was an indie film technically, but it had sometimes like A-list actors will do indie films. Like they're not doing it for the money. They're doing it because like they get the script and they're like, oh, this is cool. I want to do this,
Yeah. Well, a lot of them.
So that's what it was. And it was, I enjoyed the film. I mean, I really liked it. I mean, you guys can check it out and, tell me I'm wrong, but I thought it was a good film. But the gala afterwards was just extraordinary. I mean, I was like, holy shit. Like, what the fuck? I mean, I don't drink champagne, but I grabbed the glass just so I could fucking file it away in memory as something to say I did. You know what I mean? Like, just like,
well, that kind of party, you almost got to be holding a champagne glass. So you look like,
yeah, to be honest, I felt
look like the Help. They'll be handing you the
no,
empty
I
one.
was dressed. No, 'cause all the servers were dressed in like the white with the black pants and like the white shirt and the black, But I mean, I just grabbed the glass. Like, but to be honest, holding a champagne glass feels kind of gay. I mean, I'm serious. I'd never done it before, so it felt kind of, But they had a bar, and I got a beer later. But I just took the champagne glass, like almost because I was like, I felt like. I don't want to say I was in a movie or something, but I was like, fucking, I'm just grabbing one just for the fuck of it, It's like,
Right.
Champagne tastes kind of gross. At least to me. Yeah.
I've never been a big booze guy. I mean, I'll get down with some of it, but
Yeah, but there's nothing like a really nice ice cold beer on a really hot afternoon. I mean, like, I'm not saying you got to like drink a 6-pack, but I mean, a really cold beer when it's hot like that and you're socializing with friends and it's like there's an atmosphere and you just want like the most
I
mild.
think the most I ever drank was when I was 21. I was wandering around Key West. My dad and I went down to Florida for a week that year. And I just went, like, every bar I'd stop by and get some frozen strawberry drink. And just, probably I had way too many of those, but I was walking around and sweating, so it didn't really do much to me.
Actually, though, that's the dangerous time. Like when you drink, I don't know what these drinks are called. Someone in the chat might know it, but like when I was in Hawaii, I call them foo-foo drinks, but they're like, they don't taste like there's alcohol in them, but there is. So you start drinking them because they're sweet and they're cold and you're hot. And then before you know it, you're shit-faced. Like, they're dangerous because they don't taste like there's booze in them.
It was probably about the most buzzed I was, but I was still fine.
Okay. Well, yeah, then you didn't get, but
Also,
anyway,
I tend to drink a lot of water when I'm drinking, and that knocks it down some. But
yeah, but it actually doesn't as much as you think because, and actually, my buddy, he explained why that doesn't work. The best thing to do is to eat something has a lot of fat, oil in it. The reason drinking water doesn't work. So what alcohol actually does, there's something called, what's it called? Antidiuretic hormone. I think I'm getting that right. Someone might fact check me on it. So basically what alcohol does is it's basically your body will naturally want to lose all the water it has. And your body literally produces a hormone that keeps you from pissing. Well, when you drink alcohol, it suppresses the production of that hormone. So regardless of how much, right. So regardless of how much water you drink, all it does is mean that you'll have to do what me and Chris had talked about once is have that morning piss where you don't know how long you're going to be there. You know the piss I'm talking about where you're pissing and you've been there for like 30 seconds, but you're not sure. You're not sure.
It knocks down the hangover though. Like
it might.
You get a good amount of water. That'll.
Yeah. I'm sure there's some benefit. I'm not saying don't drink water. You should. I'm just saying it doesn't help as much as you think it does because what happens? It just means that your bladder is going to get fuller. So like what I'm talking. I mean, even though you're not a big drinker, neither one of you are, but you must have had at least one of those times that you're taking that leak and you're like, I can't tell how close I am to being done. So.
Oh yeah.
Anyway.
Where the pressure is just like, my God, I look like a fucking fire hose in the 1960s South.
Yeah, it's like, oh yeah, during the civil rights movement, right, with the dogs. They could have used me then, but anyway, yeah. So the point of the story is don't drink too much ever, but just don't think because you drink a lot of water that's going to help. Probably the best thing if you are going to drink is do a few shots of. Shoot a few shots
fat
of
rail.
Yeah,
Do a fat rail, balance it out.
Just have you could have just like a good hearty steak or something, like something that has a lot of fat in it. And what that does is it slows the alcohol getting into your bloodstream. I mean, it's all going to get there eventually, but it just makes it so that regardless of how much you drink, that your body will only absorb so much of it. So, it'll keep you from getting totally shit faced. Or well, I mean, if you get it works with beer, which is basically all I drink anyway. I'm not a.
I've never gotten that far because well before my shit face phase, I get to the I want to go take a nap phase.
Yeah, you're one of those people where alcohol just kind of makes them sleepy. It doesn't work that way for everybody.
I'm finding I'm like at about 1 or 2 drinks, I just get a little mouthier. You know, just I'm just running my mouth a lot more, for better or worse. Like I'm not even mean about it. It's just there's a lot more talking than normal.
Sometimes you have been. I remember when the captain.
I can be, but there's just a lot more talking than normal.
Yeah, the captain has been present a few times.
Once I get to 2 to 3 drinks, it's like, well, I'm gonna go take a nap.
Yeah. No, that's good. It's like a safety valve. Your body just turns it off.
Yeah, my body's like, I think I'd honestly have to do like one of those Red Bull and vodka or something like that to get full on drunk. Yeah. Which I'm not going to do. By the way, never do that. Red Bull.
Never do that. Anyone who's listening, never do that. That's a very dangerous comment. I'm not kidding. A buddy of mine ended up in the hospital because of that. Now, full disclosure, he was an alcoholic, a highly functional one. But when he went to Vegas for his friends, I don't know what it was. I don't know if it was a bachelor thing or whatever. And this is back in the day when drinks were free in Vegas, which wasn't too long ago. And he was drinking Red Bull and vodka. And like the dangers with that is like normally when you're drinking alcohol, your body will shut you down at a certain point. It'll just make you go to sleep. The problem with drinking Red Bull is that the caffeine will keep you awake. It counters the natural effect of your body protecting itself and sending you to sleep.
My grandfather on my mother's side, and most of my mother's side of my family were fucking awful. Just shitheads. But my grandfather was an absolute sweetheart, but he was also a complete maintenance drunk. Where, I mean, this guy needed a certain level of alcohol to fucking function. Like, this was a man who, like, was a better driver at about a 2 beer level than otherwise. Like, literally one of them guys. Or he had just, because I guess probably because his wife was so terrible. he had just spent his whole life with a fucking drink in his hand.
Oh, you're talking about like the kind of drink, like they can't like go like 3 or 4 days without a drink.
No, like I mean, if this man would be miserable both himself and to be around if he tried to sober up back in his life. But no, he was a fucking sweetheart. He was so nice. He was so cool, and it was just, I guess, because he's friendly drunk. But yeah, he's the only member of my mother's side of the family I fucking miss. I think back to him sometimes, like, yeah, he was pretty cool.
Yeah, but he probably would have been miserable if he wasn't a drinker. Maybe I don't know. I'm just joking.
Oh, I'm sure because I mean, his fucking wife was terrible. Most of his kids were fucking terrible. I'm sure that there's a reason this man hid in a bottle. But
yeah, that's kind of sad.
But no, it's just one of them maintenance drinkers where it's like literally like you've heard that joke where it's like I drive better when I've had a few. Well, this is literally a man that needed a certain baseline alcohol in him.
Well, you know what? Actually, I think I wouldn't say driving, so I'm not. I just want to be clear to everybody: don't fucking drink and drive. But
I'm not encouraging anyone. I'm just saying this is what my grandfather, who died 20 years ago, was a different world.
Right. No, but you reminded me something about, I noticed myself when I play pool. Like, I don't do it anymore, but I did like in my, my late teens, 20s, and 30s, I used to play pool. And I always noticed that I played better after about 1 or 2 beers than I did when I was stone cold sober. So there is a little, I mean, I'm not, like I said, I'm not saying drink and drive, but there is something to that.
I mean, look, anytime you've gotten yourself completely used to something, until you've really broken that habit and gone through the withdrawals and shit, you're going to be functioning better with it than without it.
Right.
Until you break through that hoop. Yeah, if you break through that hump, you'll probably be better off than you were, obviously. But if, somebody going through withdrawals is more useless than somebody that's buzzed.
Well, yeah. Well, I'm just saying, generally speaking, like there is, even if you're not like your grandfather who drank, like every day, which is well, alcohol is one of the few drugs that they advise you not to just quit, at least not like in a hospital setting. Like, alcohol is one of the few drugs where the detox can literally kill you. Like, I mean, actually die.
Yeah, I wouldn't. He probably would not have, at least in his old age, probably would not have taken trying to go sober well.
Yeah. Well, no, they have like, but back in the old days, like before they had anti-seizure medications and benzodiazepines and stuff like that, what they used to do was, these were like the gin drunks. I'm talking, the distills and shit like that. What they used to do was like just give them beer and just wean them off of it over a period of months, and that's how you used to be detox back in the old days.
I mean, you got to remember, like, half your ancestors were buzzed most of the time. I mean, there were large portions of, there's an old joke that civilization was built on people that were drunk or occasionally high. And like, yeah, when you can't drink the water, like.
Yeah. I mean, there's probably a lot of truth to that. I still believe that people should try to avoid it. Generally speaking, avoid intoxicants. One of the good news is, like, I saw some statistics on this a while back. Is that generation? What's the generation right after the millennials again?
The Gen Z.
Z, yeah, they're drinking the least of any other generation in history.
Yeah, but I mean, they're also kind of doing everything the least.
Well, they're smoking the most pot of any generation in history.
Well, yeah, I guess there's that, but they're not getting any fucking sex. They're not.
No, that's how I found out about it. I was watching the I don't know if you're familiar. He's a long form podcast. I think it's Chris Williamson or Chris Williams. Can't remember his name. But he had a guest on that was talking about this, and this guy was he's a Gen X like me. And he was saying that one of the things he was saying was, he was talking about how the sexlessness, especially among men in that generation, he was saying maybe if they just actually had a few drinks, they'd get laid a little bit more, because the expression that alcohol is a social lubricant,
Mm-hmm.
And so he was saying he was getting a lot of pushback from people, because people were saying, oh no, it's good that people don't drink. And he's like, yeah, I totally get that. But I mean, at the expense of being like a 30-year-old virgin, that's not necessarily a good trade-off. You know what I mean? Like,
it's good to a point. I mean, like, I don't know. This might not sound like the most Christian thing in the world, but I think it's better to be a sinner than be nothing. You know what I mean? Like,
I never heard it put that way, but whatever.
Like, we could all join the board collective and then none of us will ever sin again. But like, I don't want to do that. I don't know about anybody else, but so there's a little bit of that with Gen Z, where it's like, there's not necessarily virtue in the fact that you've just not lived life at all.
Right. Yeah. So like, it's fine if someone chooses celibacy, but the fact of if celibacy is chosen for them, that's not a good thing.
Yeah. If you're celibate because, no woman has wandered into your fucking goon cave, that's not necessarily a virtue. I don't know.
Sorry,
and look, I don't want to be.
Cave. I'm scared. That's a scary fucking thought.
Over on Twitter, there was a big thing a couple weeks ago where the boomers were shitting on the millennials, but especially Gen Z, where it's like, you're poor because you spend $28 on lunch every day. And it's like, okay, first of all, we as a society should be like, why is lunch at $28? But it's like, I understand the Zoomers have gotten fucked. Like, I'm a millennial and I got fucked right at the start of our, like, slowly but surely over the last several decades, the rug's been pulled out from under us. And I get that. And I get that Gen Z deals with even worse conditions than I did. But there's also comes a point where I'm like, okay, but go get pussy. Like, I get it. You ain't got no money, but some of the best pussy I ever had was on a fucking futon in an efficiency apartment. So like,
that is
like,
definitely
come on.
true.
Like, people like still live your life. So I don't know. I'm constantly like, I sound like a boomer when I'm talking to the Zoomers, and I sound like a Zoomer when I'm talking to the boomers. Because like with the boomers, I'm like, you had the best times ever. Okay. I moved out when I was 18. Yeah, because an apartment costs 3 hours of your fucking labor. Like I don't know what to tell you. You had it pretty good, and I had it pretty good for a large part. Like, I always point to this because, you can look at the numbers and what do numbers mean, really? What's the money mean? It's a placeholder. But when I was a teenager, I worked at Pizza Hut for a summer. I was not working 40 hours a week by any stretch. It was just part-time. I only put away half of my check each time I got a check. By the end of the summer, I bought a car. Not a fucking fancy car, a shitty 10-year-old Volvo 240, but it was inspectable, it was reliable, it was comfortable. I don't think that a lot of Zoomers can do that with a summer at Pizza Hut.
No, you can't do that now. Not
You know,
not even-
so like they have it rough. And you know, when the boomers are like, "Whoa, you know, back in my day," it's like, yeah, back in your day, you lived at the zenith of the greatest country that's ever fucking existed. So like, you know, and you also left garbage in your fucking wake. So
Yeah, no, yeah, that's the other thing too about the boomers is I don't think we should criticize them because it was like the zenith was. Look, if we lived in the zenith, we'd be doing the exact same thing. It was more the garbage they left behind that is a problem with the boomers, not that they lived in this.
yeah, I don't begrudge them that they lived well. And you know, even when boomers are like, "Well, I worked hard," and I'm like, "I'm sure you did. I'm sure you did, buddy." But the difference between you and the Zoomer is you worked hard in a time and place when that hard work was rewarded. You know, with more than just barely surviving.
Yeah, I agree with you 1,000%. By the way, can we shift as to why you invited me on?
Oh yeah, you got a book out, don't you?
Yes, I do.
Well,
So
tell us about your book.
I heard that you were planning on buying it and you still haven't, according to.
I have bought it.
Oh, you did? Oh, okay.
Yeah, I bought a Kindle copy.
What did you think of it?
I have not read it yet. No, I just bought it last night.
Oh, you didn't read any of it?
Not yet. No, I've
Oh,
not
okay.
read any of it yet. I really haven't had time yet. I will probably read some of it at work because I can get it downloaded onto my phone.
All right. So, Luke, what did you think of it? You read it. You bought a copy, right?
Sorry, what was that?
His book. Luke's been snoozing there.
Oh, I'm sorry. Luke, was I boring you? I'm sorry.
I'm sorry. I'm just distracted. I'm getting ready for something.
That's okay.
Luke's fighting a Nephilim. That's why he keeps muting his mic.
Okay. No. So the books, like, should I give a synopsis of it?
Yeah, go. Pitch your book. Tell everybody about your book.
Okay. Well, do you know anything about it? Did you look at the cover of it? Anything?
Well, you had told me about it before, about I like the one guy that used to work for the IDF and all, but no, go ahead.
The
Tell us
IDF? Did you say? Did you literally just say the
No,
IDF?
not the IDF. The Ireland one, not the IDF.
yeah,
Yeah,
the
the
Irish have it. The Irish have a chapter. They're really big on the Jew thing in Ireland. You know. Like,
Yeah, John's a big fan of the Israeli people.
yeah,
He's
everybody knows that about me. I love the.
John is a huge Zionist.
Yeah, yes, strongly. I donate heavily to APAC. You know,
The protagonist of the book has strangled 6 Palestinians with his bare hands.
Yes. Yeah. No. So basically, what I enjoy
IRA. God, I was blanking on that. Why?
I can't believe how the fuck could you not?
I'm like the IDF. It's the IDF.
All right, no,
Well,
I know
that's
why. I know why. Hold on a second. Tell the audience what your grandfather said about the Irish.
Well, yes, my grandfather used to say that the Irish were an N-word turned inside out. And
Yes.
and the reason I got those things mixed up is because when you don't have your flag on the moon, I don't know that much about you.
Yeah, well, that's everybody, including the IDF. But you remembered them for God's sake, but you couldn't remember my people. But anyway.
Well, that's because they've recently taken over the people with the flag on the moon.
Yeah. Good point. Fair enough. No argument here. That's actually very true. No, so basically the book it's told in flashbacks, but what it goes from the present and flashes back 30 years in the past during the time of, I don't know if you're familiar with the expression, the time of the Troubles in Ireland. That would be like from 1968 to roughly when they signed the, I can't remember. I always forget, is it the Good Friday Accords or the Easter Accords?
I think it was Good Friday.
Yeah, in 98. And basically it was about a very young man that during this time period, he joins the IRA while he's still a teenager because his uncle passed who had raised him. His biological parents died, so he's raised by his maternal uncle in Ireland and joins the IRA after his uncle's death. And, he actually is a true believer, and but not he's so young, like he just, you know what I mean, like you just kind of get adopted into it.
Mm-hmm.
And then what happens is he meets a girl in Dublin who is a university student at Trinity College, which is a prestigious university in Dublin. It's quite famous. I think the Jesuits started it. Luke could probably appreciate the Jesuits. Just kidding, Luke. But you know that they're very learned, as much as
Right.
the Jesuits were notorious for being extremely learned. Anyway, they have a like a 6-week whirlwind kind of romance, but then the protagonist's name is Declan. He has to disappear because basically the treaties are being signed, and the particular cell he belongs to has become, shall we say, politically inconvenient. And he knows if he stays in Ireland, he's going to end up either dead or in jail. So he has to disappear, and he does. And then you flash forward almost 30 years later, and he's basically working as an assassin. And then his past comes back to, I don't want to say haunt him, but it comes full circle. And I had been throwing around this idea in my head for years and years, and I finally put it down on digital paper.
Wow.
All right.
Good. I think you cut
One more once more again for the title.
Oh, The Things That Survive by John Steele.
All right.
You make him. If I get my all AI on this, I can make a nice audio book.
Yeah, maybe.
Let's see.
I don't know if you can put a link to it in your description or not. I know you have the link, Chris.
Yeah, I could probably stick a link in the description. All right, folks. Well, I'm gonna go ahead and wrap this up. We've gone on for about an hour and a half. If you enjoy the content I put out, do support the show. Streamlabs.com/thebeglov, paypal.me/thebeglov. I'll put a link to John's book down below too. And what else? Oh yeah, Wednesday we'll be back on the regular schedule. It's going to be 9 p.m. That just seems to fit a lot of the other people that want to hop in and out better. And it just makes it a little easier on me. I get a little more done before the stream. All right. Well, that's about it for tonight, folks. Thank everybody for watching, and go check out He-Man. It's pretty good. And that's it for tonight.
StreamYards.com/thebeglov.
Yeah, send super chat, send shekels, lots of shekels. We need shekels.
IDF.
Yeah. Yeah, send them IDF shekels. All right.